Welcome, everybody. In this video, I want to show you how you start a program in IntelliJ from start to finish. Let's look at my screen. So here we go. Here's my screen. I want to open up IntelliJ. But before we do that, so if it's opening, just wait a second. The simplest way is to make a folder on your desktop. In a previous video, I told you to make it in OneDrive. I still highly recommend that. But now that you control your computer, you can make your decision. However, if something happens to your computer, something gets messed up, OneDrive is where you're going to protect those files. Those files get uploaded to whatever cloud you want to call it, and you can access it from anywhere. So if you get another computer, a loaner computer, all that other stuff, it will be there. So my recommendation is to put your folder in your OneDrive. For me, to keep things simple, I'm going to keep it on the desktop because I'm not writing code. It's not that mission critical for me. So we're going to open up IntelliJ. Here's your opening screen. If it went straight to the folder, then that's awesome. However, if not, you want to create a new project. So you have two choices, new project or open or import. We're going to create a new project. We're going to click on that. Okay. We are obviously creating a Java project. Your project SDK. This you need to choose. We have 12 here. IntelliJ installed its own. Remember, when we installed VS Code, we had to install adapt JDK. Either way, it doesn't matter. We're not fully using all the features in Java. Either way, we're going to hit next. Okay, we don't touch the screen. We're going to hit next. Now, this is important. What's your project name? Call it whatever you want, but just understand that this is going to come up a lot. So please know your project name, okay, and your project location. So let's say AP work. AP work. Now, where is your location? Please put it either on your desktop or in OneDrive. So if you want on your desktop, how do you get there? You're going to go to C. Let's close that. So if you're stuck, you go to C. Now you're a user. Now you pick your name. You're in desktop. And if you need to create a folder, that's this button here with the little plus sign. If you already have a folder, you can choose it. If you want to find your OneDrive folder, again, because it's on your desktop, you can go there and then again, make a folder. Don't leave it in what we call the root of the directory. IntelliJ is going to create a bunch of files. So let's call it AP work. Like I said, let's hit OK. Give it a name. AP work is fine. Project location, we showed you that. All we have to do is hit finish. I already have it, so we're just going to hit yes. Okay, again, we're looking here. It's still indexing. Let's give it a second. Okay, it should open this left side. Okay, now there's a lot to deal with over here. I am not an expert on all of this. However, let me show you what I do know. So we're going to click this little down arrow next to AP work. This SRC folder, I'm going to refer to as source. It's blue. This is where you want to make sure your files are put to work. So we're going to click on source. Now, if you have nothing, you want to create a new file. So we're going to click on source, and we're either going to do file, new, Java class, okay? Or we're going to right click, new, Java class, and let's start with hello world. Okay. Give it a second, and it's going to do its thing. Notice how it already did a lot of the work for you. So you can hit enter. Notice that it indented. We can do public static void main. And what I like about IntelliJ is after you hit dot, it brings up all the methods. My problem is I type too fast. Okay? I typed the hello world program. Okay? Now, you type this all out. Where's the run button? Can't run it. Okay? So we have to do this other thing. We have to right click. So what I did is I went to the source folder. I hit the little down arrow. You see the source right there. There's your hello world. You should have a run hello world.main here. If you don't, maybe sometimes you have to build. Okay, there's a few different things here. But if you don't have it, something is generally wrong. So go back to your program. Make sure you saved it. Save all. Keep on trying different things. Okay, maybe there's an infinite loop that you didn't notice about. Anyway, it's right here. We're going to hit run. Notice on the bottom right, it's building the file. Again, to run this one line, it has to do a lot of things. So again, when I say IntelliJ is slow, this is why. It's still going. Think about how fast Dr. Java was or VS Code was. Okay, there you go. Okay, now let's say you get stuck and you want to take it home or you want to edit it somewhere else. The good, absolute greatest thing about IntelliJ compared to, let's say, Eclipse was you can just drag and drop. So this is this AP work folder. Notice the source. We can write another file. Let's just create another file. Let's create text document. Let's just say test. And inside of it, let's just write something. Hi, everybody. I save it. Okay. Now, if we go here, look, test just showed up. Now, obviously, this won't compile. Nothing here will change. But I'm just saying you can drag and drop to here, or you can drag and drop into your folder. So this is great as if you're working, it will automatically, if you're at home working and you save it to your OneDrive, there's a really good chance that this will synchronize, and then all of a sudden the new file will come back. Now, there are some problems. So first off, if you open something wrong and you ask me how to fix it, almost always I'm going to tell you start the whole project over. And you're going to say, really? There's no simple way? There may be. The problem is that IntelliJ is a very, very hard program to learn. Once you learn it, it becomes easy. I don't know all the features yet. I learn as I go along, but I do know that to solve most problems, the best way to do it is to pull the files that are important out and redo the project from scratch, make a new folder, and populate it that way. A lot of times your SRC folder is not blue, which is a problem. And while we can show you how to solve a lot of this, it still becomes how do I do this? And it takes a lot of time. Once again, this is why sometimes it's best to use VS Code. So I'm trying to find the properties of the folder. Is that settings here? Okay. Welcome back, everybody. So I'm looking for the settings. The settings are here. We're going to right click. And we're going to find module settings. So if you want sources, if something is not located as sources, you can go in here and you can sometimes change it to sources to not sources. It should pop up as the source folder over here, and you should be able to hit OK, and it should work again. You can add other files. You can leave this folder for the entire year minus the labs at the end, and you should be fine and not have any problems. I want to notice if you put an error, if you introduce an error to your code. So I took out the semicolon, and I'm going to try and run. So first off, if you can see the little squiggly line here, that's an error. You can see here in your main that that's an error. You can see here that there's an error. So there's a lot of areas where they tell you it's an error. Now, before you run again, you're going to say, well, now this green box on the top right is available to hit play. Well, make sure it's actually the file you want. If you have a bunch of files here that have mains, this box right here may have the wrong file. This is why I always like to do run. And this should pop up to say, hey, we have an error. Again, it's building. And again, the error comes in, there should be a semicolon there. So we're going to do that. This says hello world, we're going to hit play. It's going to take another second. Hello world, and we're good. Now, again, we went through how to get a program, how to start a new program. If you're continually working, you can hit the open recent and it should work. If there are problems, what to do, files in your source folders, make sure you save, and how to run. Remember the right click and then choose run. It's going to take a while, and how to see the output, how to fix mistakes. Anyway, thank you for watching.